Lango. MAYANG. Nothing is stopping her today.
Down the line attack. She knows na kahit may kamay dyan, she can dominate the block there.
13 big points for May Ann Nique. Dote lines up to serve. This time, Adamson with a 2-point advantage. De Leon to Bansil. Nique. Seha dug up by Adamson. MAYANG once again, and she'll get the touch. And look close, so the referees will talk this through with the linesman.
Yes.
At this point in set number 3, it's anybody's ball game. MAYANG Nique will fire.
That is inside.
The scoreline says it all. UP now takes the lead.
That's their first lead in this game, no?
Nique answering
Down and signaling them to smile inside the court. Now for this set, Coach Ettore told them at the huddle to start it with the same aggressiveness they did in the first 2 sets. He also reminded them that when there's a gap, they should take care of it. And
Itang now in front also.
Jazz to Kian. Aboneta goes up. Nique will have to adjust. Tricky angle for MAYANG Nique, but that'll do it for her. Let's 10 serving 21. Sagaysay, Tunitura. Olauchenko nearly had it. Nique! That's inside.
Attacks in set number 1, and she knows it. Kasi halos laging single block lang siya in the opposite side, and UP needs to cover that.
Sagaysay to MAYANG Nique. She's on fire.
I don't know. I think that is her 3rd point in this set alone.
In this set alone, she's got 17. Nice lead there for Nique.
Off the hands of Malaluan.
4 set point. Lead back to 3. Good timeout by Coach Emil. Ice that server. MAYANG on the right pin. And a bullet by the vet.
Here's Dote on the net defense. This time, Nique on the right pin, taking advantage of that gap.
Ellie, I think, made like a gesture that was his mistake. I think there was a double contact there on the LaSalle side. They get the point anyway. That's a great play. Dote in the middle. Nique
of the service. Lopez rejected. Dote and Nique have been bad news.
What a block. Synchronized block.
What a serve. Petalio. Another block for the Lady Falcons.
Baldo needs to look at the blockers on the other side.
Tied at 27. Netura is now in the front row. Obaldo sending it to Petalio. Rejected.
No coverage.
Nique, she has had her moment here in set 2.
Just boosting for Nique.
Performance in 11 games so far.
Again, sobrang tapang talaga ng batang to.
2-0 Adamson. Faye reverses to Nique. 3-0 run.
And now you see the rest. Nique also firing up, wanting to get this set for Adamson. Take a look at that replay.
And
Actually, when it comes to blocking, Adamson is in the middle of the standing, so they're doing pretty well considering they don't have that height advantage.
Right.
AC Minor going up again, and we're talking about the blocking right on cue. And let's take a look at that defensive block. Brought to you by AIA, formerly Philam Life.
Your middle blockers as well, because you also have to know when they'll be coming in for that hit.
We haven't seen too many running attacks.
Adamson up by 2 sets, so they really have to keep pushing if they want to secure this set for themselves.
Oh! Okay, this time she's pushing. That's a perfect pass.
Wow. We've been seeing a lot of combination plays here for Adamson, working really well for them. They're able to work with their passing.
But it's almost moot really for Adamson, who has a sizable lead here. Mahirap na makahabol ang UE. And look at that. Block party continues. And take a look at the defensive block brought to you by AIA, formerly Philam Life. Adamson up by...
So it's safe to say this long match was expected. At this point in the game, all coach asked from them now is to move on, and then they prayed. No other words, advice, or even an instruction was given at the huddle. Just a quiet and sincere prayer with the hopes to leave this arena with another win. Now back to the panel.
Thank you, Ella, for that report. Well, Adamson, they want to leave the big dome with a smile. And a win to cap off round 1. They're only behind by a single point in Nique and nose. Entering with Yesha Noceja. They go to Bansil. Nice save from Nitura. And the joust one. Good timing coming from Nique.
This is a much better set from Nique. Set number 1.
Tough set. Ends up as a chance for the Lady Falcons. The running spike and back-to-back points for Nique. As we see this last play, Villegas also helping. This 4-point lead. Every time UP tries to come close, Aboneta is blocked. And May Ann Nique in set number 2. This defensive block is brought to you by AIA, formerly Philam Life.
Nitura avoiding the blockers. Chance here for NU. They choose Arinsog, who is denied.
We haven't talked so much about Vanji.
For Alyssa Solomon, who took charge in that second set, practice isn't just about repetition. It's a battleground, because for them, every session is a test of skill, endurance, and mentality. And with their tight schedule, especially towards the end of round 1 in the Philippines or abroad in the Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now. Now back to you,
Nice. And we'll talk about your report a little bit later on. Right now, MAYANG Nique. And you did say they need to vary their attacks combination play here for the Lady Falcons.
Let's see if they will end it in this sequence. Combination attack with Nique. Putting it away.
These girls were not disheartened at all. In fact, mas na-boost pa nito ang kanilang confidence. Coach Yuda reminded the girls last training that they should be proud because despite being a young team, kaya nilang makipagsabayan sa veterans. He added that they should have that mindset every game and not belittle themselves because the skills are...
Uminit na si Nitura.
9-point lead, the biggest of the game. Sagaysay. Back to Nique this time.
For Adamson.
Duncan spike of the set brought to you by Duncan. You were surprised, Ayel, with that last game na wala silang blocks.
That's true.
Nique from the opposite side, going down the line.
From Sagaysay, only one blocker there with Nique. So much angles to choose from. Better start here for Adamson in the second set.
The toss to the open, and this time no more. Not anymore, says May Ann Nique. is brought to you by AIA. Rethink Healthy with AIA.
And ito yung mangyayari. But she's a bit silent today. We're still waiting for her to get her momentum going.
Blocked by MAYANG Nique. And a service ace for MAYANG Nique for back-to-back points.
Nique right on the line there. Yui letting that go as well. We already know Netura will be getting a lot of sets.
A little low for Villegas. Ecalia going to Kai Cepada off speed. They will counter with Netura from the middle, popped up by Zamudio.
Great defense from Yui so far.
Oh, Van Pangayan finding the spot.
Sala starting strong again, enjoying this 5-point lead.
Good first ball by Manuel. And that gained the result that she wanted. Yun naman yung masarap kapag finish.
There you go, and Sagaysay activating Nique. Nique also being a bright spot here.
In this game, face Sagaysay, 11 excellent sets so far. Ooh. Chance for Adamson. Nique. Mayang adding to her tally. That's her 7th point.
Yes, and with that running attack, kasi she can execute a running attack for Adamson here. Surprise running attack there from Nique. Di nila alam, kaya niya mag-running.
UP has so many solid options. And they can still pull anything off.
Yes. I think yung pagka-tentative lang ng movement kailangan nilang ma-overcome yun.
Adamson will score one first, but if you look at the UP lineup right now, Jazz Mangilimutan and Morty this time. De Leon to Itang in the middle.
Wow, nice save.
Even if it was a collision, it's still up. No sé how, but great save by Aposaga. Shaina. Go to Nique again. Back-to-back points for Mayang.
And the opposite side again, back-to-back points nga sabi mo, Jana. Their single block for her.
1-1 here in set 1. Sagaysay to Dote from the middle. De Leon. Oh. Nique!
Oh! Nique going there. And sabi nga natin, ito sa mga isang sa mga senior players na gusto bigyan ng great game.
I say comeback because the way they won sets 2 and 3,
Yep.
were all by comebacks. Nique with a run and gun for herself. Lead is 3. Sagaysay keeps it up. Nique gets a point. 7 serving 4. Out of system again. Oh! But that's what Coach Huder was talking about. Kahit out of system, hampasin niyo yung bola.
To score a point, let's take a second look on that. Nique even not ready for that, but all power.
Another scare, right?
Nique got it off the block.
In this match, coming from the right pin, just off the hands of that block.
Good placement there for Loresco.
Still good.
Still good here. Oh, a collision between Nique and Netura. A chance for FEU. Petalio. What a dig. Morty. Morty the second time. From the other side, Nique. And MAYANG Nique scores. Shaina. Petalio rolling. Sagaysay, the back set for Nique with a put down. As we arrive at set point Adamson. And check that, it's 12 serving 13. Petalio now leading the way for FEU in terms of scoring. Combination for Nique. You know what, Jamie? What he set for MAYANG Nique.
You know, this is the energy that we saw when they went up against NU. Everyone pitching in to Gaisai. We have set number 2.
FEU inching a little closer here after a sluggish start. MAYANG Nique, though, with her second point of the game. Back here in the smart Araneta Coliseum. Still a 7-point lead for the Tamaraws. Petalio will push. Sagaysay will set. Nique on attack mode for her first point of the game.
Dote rather being that decoy, but Nique going.
Sudden pain siguro that she felt. Kasi hindi sa tuhod tumama, no? Parang sa lower leg. Exchange here. Reverse to Nique. That is a smart set by Faye Sagaysay.
To commend Adamson's defense, especially in these last sequences, to get that play possible. I was actually going to...
And you 2 straight points. Nique. Good dig by Manuel. Nique on the counter.
And you really have to credit Manuel in that last digging also for the Adamson Lady Falcons and MAYANG Nique just taking advantage of that play. Not just Chinitura, but again, also her middles, especially to confuse the blockers of UE.
Meantime, Nogales, she is dug, but here's a chance again for UE. On the right pin, Hamili with the defense. Sagaysay back set to Nique. And that one falls on the ground. A point for Sai to come up with different plays.
Nahatak niya yung dalawang blockers niya doon sa harap, so she just had to go for that back.
And that trickles to the side of Adamson, but play continues. Hamili goes up the second time. Saved by Olango. Haboneta. Manuel able to reach it on time, and Nique will convert it into a point.
Going through the blocks, I think makikita na we're seeing more people really get involved with their plays, and Nique getting some running attacks, and you see the quick sets like this.
And MAYANG leader in set number 2. She now has 4 points after only scoring 1 in set number 1.
This is what